So if I give a kind of a picture of a person, okay, so we are classifying this as person. This we have done in image classification, right? So, and next what we have done, like we also discussed about, in case if you give an image, if you want to detect there is a person and also localize him, so person and bounding box, this we call it like object detection. So let's go one more step further, okay. So I want to, let's say, give a image and also tell like where the person is bounding box as well. If you want, this is not mandatory, but you want to tell what he is doing as well, okay. Means like, let me give a generic name, action recognition, okay. This will be the output, actually, action recognition. So which it means like we'll also tell what is he doing, okay. So if you want to extend this one more step further, okay, that what is this person doing in this, like, but in this case, like in case of a single image, we may not be able to do. We may need like some series of images. It means a kind of a video. If you know, then you'll be able to identify that what this person is doing. Okay, so that is action recognition. So before going into this, like, let's see how to attack this problem. Okay, so let me draw some pictures. So this is let us say is on road, and let's say this is a pole. Okay, we have a tube, and this is one series of image. And next, there is a second set of image. I am drawing like some pictures here. Okay, okay. This is let us say these are a series of pictures. Okay, like. Please ignore like the drawing may not be so good, like it may be poor, but just for intuition of what you're doing. So this is one thing. So from this, can we identify, in case we give a series of images, maybe like we also take the hand movements and all, right? So while we are on, so from these series of images, can we identify that this person is walking, right? Maybe legs like this, okay, and then here like this, can we say that like this person is walking, right? So it means like you need some series of images, in the sense if you have a collection of video images together, that we can call it as a video, okay. So we can make a video from a collection of images. So that's what a video is, okay. So with a kind of series of images, like in a sequence, sorry, like let's call it as a sequence. In a sequence, like, because you have it at regular intervals here, maybe for each second you have one image, so like that, and something like that, or maybe every 5 seconds you have one image, something like that. From that we will be able to identify, or maybe milliseconds you have one image. So from that we will be able to identify that he is walking. So okay, so let me also give some different example. Till now we have only discussed about uh, image, right? So let me give some different examples and see like what it will happen. So let me give a kind of a text, okay. So I am writing one word at a time, okay. So what will be the next letter? Can anyone guess what will be the next letter here?
E.
E. Okay, how did you tell this? Taking previous letters into consideration, right? So taking all these letters into consideration, you are able to determine it is E. Okay, so for this, you have seen from here to here, right? From the beginning till end. So maybe if you are seeing only last few letters, CHINE, and dash, then you won't be talking telling E, right? So then you will be telling A because it can be a China, right? So here from the series of images, so sorry, series of previous data, you can determine what will be the next. So I mean, like you can predict what will be the next data, right? So and this as well. Uh, just a moment, I'll. So now let's see one more example here. So I'm taking a time series. So okay, this is what I have drawn. Okay, so let me draw something differently. Okay, like this I have drawn. Okay, let me also draw something like this. So what will be the next? So can we guess like something like this? So the next will be something like this, right? If you want to, like, this is according to time. Okay, you have a signal like which was following like this. Then can we assume that like next will be like this, something like this, right? So this kind of prediction we can do like by looking at a previous data points, right? So how long should we look at it like previously? So how much of previous input should we look? So that will be a question, right? So what we can do is even in image walking, okay, like let's take all three, discuss about these three examples. So taking here, maybe let's say this is image one, and he starts walking, he'll come near. This may occur at image 100, and this may occur at image 1000. Okay, so 200. So how many images should we take to determine him walking? Okay, this may be a doubt, right? So similarly, if it is here, so how many previous words should we take to like, because usually the text will be so long, right? Like it need not be just a line, so word missing, like it may be a sentence together, right? So in that you may have to predict the next word completely. So for that, what will be the sentence? The input length need not be fixed here. So means like if you can take here, if you take, so if you are only taking this much, okay, like if you take the whole, you will be able to know that next should also repeat something like this. But if you are only taking this part, taking only this part into consideration where it is like this, so next what you will be predicting is something like this, right? So you won't be able to predict like this because you did not look much further. Okay, so a fixed value of input size of previous inputs won't be able to determine your next output, okay, or maybe your output. So taking this into consideration, what should we do? So in case if we are like taking a fixed input, then what we can do is maybe add a kind of, so a CNN layer as well. So inputs, take the input layer first, and then maybe add like dense layers or CNN layers as we wish. Okay, so we can do CNNs as well as dense layers. So dense is a fully connected layer, and then maybe few other layers, and finally determine output. So this can be done. So for this we have to take, let's say this we are relating with time, right? Like because we are talking about present input, previous input. So let's call this is x of t as a like present input, means at time t. So this will be x of t minus 1. So x of t minus 2, x of t minus 3. So if you want to take three previous inputs, means like only three previous images, you can take like this, right? So here, how many do you have? Like you are taking only three previous input. So in case you take machine, right? So in this example, when we ask you to predict the last one, in case if we are taking previous input and then predicting the this one, so you'll be taking input as, which is current input is n, I, h, and c. This we are taking as input layer, and we are passing through some model. means like some series of layers like CNN layers, and then finally getting output. Okay, but in this case, like here in this case, what is happening? So your output, you are determining it as E, right? So you want it as E because you want a bigger input. So maybe then what you do is like this won't be possible. So this is A is wrong. So you want E. So what you do is add some more inputs. Do like this. So in this case, you are taking from x x of t minus 1, so on, 2, 3, 4, 5. So x of t minus 5, right? So till here you are taking. Maybe next time another word come, like you don't want to only write a model just to predict this word of a machine, right? So maybe something else, like let's take another word, learning only, like, and you want to predict this word. So in this case, so what you do is again NINRAEL. So and then you give, like here it is x of t minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6. So here you need like till x of t minus 6 to like again CNN models and finally get out. So for here you need to look at 6 behind outputs before that to determine the next output. But here you need to look at only 5, which would be sufficient. So maybe here in this case, this may be output 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 9, 10, like this. So at least you need to look at 8 and 9, right? So if you take, this is x of t minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4, minus 5, minus 6, minus 7, minus 8. So you need to see at least like 8 outputs before that to determine that the next output will be like this, right? So to then you need like from here till minus 8, x of t till x of t minus 8. So it looks like this is not constant at all, right? So the input, the size is varying. Here it is just here 5 plus 1, 6, 6 inputs. So here it is 7 inputs. Here it is 9 inputs. So here 9 inputs. Here it is 7 inputs. Here it is 6 inputs, right? So this looks quite different, right? So like previously in image size and all, like it used to be fixed image, right? So because the shape is fixed, and so depending on that we are able to like do classification or maybe object detection or something. So similarly if you take this as well, video as well, right? So how duration of your video you want to give, like that is also a kind of a problem. Maybe at some t seconds you want to give, okay, t minutes timestamp, maybe t minus 1, t minus 2, those frames as well. If you want to give like maybe t minus 100, okay, till here if you give, then you will be able to detect the action. Okay, so it can be like this. Here it is 101 inputs. So the input size, what we could see is the input size is not fixed in sequential data. Let's say why it's not fixed in sequential data in the sense to predict, deal with sequential data, actually to predict sequential for predictions in sequential data, right? So this actually has given very big problem here, right? With this, we with the current models like what we have learned till today, so those won't be valid for this kind of problem, because like you can't vary just inputs every time for each data point, right? So because if you are varying, the number of weights will change, right? The in case if you have fixed weights, right, let's say take 3, and here you have few hidden layers and then output. Let's take this simple one, and you have only 3 inputs. So from these you are already making these connections. Okay, So you have this fixed number of connections here. So, and your data point, like for the next data, if you add one more, again you will have so many, right? So this is again specific for that data point. For next data points, you won't have that at all. So in that case, what we can do, this is like completely different way of doing, right? So this won't be possible with our current set of features. Like for this kind of data, actually, like we can't deal with sequential models. So with our CNN, what we have till now, so we need to propose, like look for something different. So what it can be is RNN. Okay, let me give an. It's called recurrent neural networks. Okay, so what recurrent neural network will give is, so for this recurrent neural network, so what we should be, what is a specialty of it is, so it will save a data in the sense, let me, so it doesn't need a fixed input. So let's say you have given it time t, okay, so and you get an output. So this is what we have, right? So till now, so to this, so there will be a concept of hidden layer. So right, as we have hidden layer here, we have a hidden state. Okay, let's call that state as a of t. And this a of t, what will happen is, so what you do is, instead of like giving all images at a time, you give one image by image. So let's say what you do is, so let's take this word example. It will be easy to for us to write as well. So what you do is, so there is an RNN block, let's say this one. So I'll tell you, actually there will be something like this, so I'll tell that. So that is why recurrent has come. So what you do is, there is this block, and to this RNN block, let me call it RNN block, to this you give an input m. Okay, so by giving input m, previously, like you don't, there is a hidden state. Let us say this is hidden state value, like hidden state is 0. Okay, let's initially, because we are starting now, let's take it as 0. And this will be output from where you want to get. Like as of now, I don't want output. I want output only at like some steps after. Okay, but you'll get in case if you want. So then what you do is, next this after you pass some value here, so there will be some calculation inside, and you will have what will you have is like some calculation, and you will have some hidden layer output. So means there will be similarly like weight plus bias thing, which will calculation will happen. So depending on that, there will be a hidden state information which will be found. And similarly, there will be some function of f, right? So similarly, what you also have is output also has some other function of b. Okay, so this you can calculate using weights, and also hidden state information. Let me give it as an output from here. So a of t. Okay, so this you'll be getting here. So let's call this is x of 0. At the 0th level we are giving, right? So a of 0. So now next what you do is, for the same block you pass, so this time it already has information of a of 0. Okay, so to this I am passing the next input, which is x of 1, which is a, right? If you take machine, so this is RNN block. To this, let's say you got an output, and from this again it will calculate here, right? So you have, what you have is, you also take, instead of a being like this, what it will be is f of, there will be previous input t minus 1, plus there will be w2. So let me write it big. So what it will do is, instead of having something like this may look quite new to you, but it is nothing different than previous one. Just that we also have, previously we only have something like this. You have input, to input we have few layers to which it is connected, and these layers you'll be getting an output, right? So this is where you just So what is happening here is, so previously we used to give an input, and from that we used to get like, this is in our basic neural network. What used to happen is, so this has some weight, and right, so and there is a b, and so what you get is output is into input. If you say x plus b, right, the same thing is happening here. Instead of single one, like t equal to w into there is like previous input as well, right? So there is a previous input t minus 1, and you'll be getting t here. Okay, and this is x of t if you take, and this is y of t. Then a into t minus 1, so there is call it wa. Then there is wx into x plus b. Okay, x of t. And if you can keep an activation function for this, this is your next hidden output. Okay, and similarly what you have is y is also similar. Y of t is f into this y out, you can write it as y out, and then x plus b. So this is also there. So like we'll come to that later. So but first see this. So now you are passed, first you have passed m, and previously initially let's say your hidden state is 0, then you are able to get a new output. Okay, so let me draw it here. So rnn, first we have passed m, okay, x of, which is x of 0, and here initially a0, which where nothing is there, and you got a1, and output is 0 here. So now what we are doing is, this output of a1 is getting stored here. Okay, so that will also act as input through the same layer. Actually now you are passing, it is the same block I am again representing here. So for the same block, we are passing now the second input, which is a1. So which is x1, and there is some calculation which is already done. Because of this x0, we calculated something for a1, right? Using this formula we have calculated with some weights, it stored some information of this. And now we are passing the second input, and with this second input again you can get output. You again calculate some a2, again there is rnn. So it's the same block again, it's not different block. For this now we are passing c x2, again you got some a3. So again you pass some, do some calculation h x4, again you pass the next input. Then the calculation will be x3 4, a5 will come, and now for the same you pass the next input in, and for the same you pass the next input, like which you have to predict, right? So you don't have any output. So at this level, at every level, what happens is you will get an output. Okay, but what we want to predict is after this n. So you consider this output after passing till n, then you take this as output. Okay, so this is where it will should predict e. So actually this is not a different blocks, it is all the same block. What will happen is, so actually you can represent it like this. This is x, this is a, and you will be getting output. And from here what output you get, right? So you use it again in the next level. So you can write it like this. So it is called recurrent neural network, because you use it again and again in the next sequence, right? You pass the next input, the output from like the hidden state is reused again, and again if you pass the second input, again the output plays. So every time this hidden state will change because of your data. Okay, so here it stores the information of your previous output. Okay, like because you passed some value. Okay, so if it is like text is quite difficult for you, maybe understand it with image. Like passing first image, it will store some hidden input, and similarly if you pass the second image, it will modify the hidden input to some other way depending on your data. And similarly if you pass the third one, you again have some input. Okay, and finally with that you can give some kind of a prediction. So that is one way. So for that, this is what it will be like. This is the kind of SL which will be useful for us. So this is called RNN. We can shortly call as RNN. It is recurrent neural networks. Okay. So this neural network, so we have seen now, right? So what is happening is, here we are going forward for calculation of output. We used to say that forward propagation in terms of like neural network, right? So there we are moving forward for next layers. So, okay. So here we are moving forward for next layers, layer to layer, layer to layer, layer to layer to calculate output, right? So this we call it forward propagation. But here what we are doing is, so here we are going layer by, not layer by layer. So next input, next input, next input, we are going in terms of time. So it's the same RNN, is the same RNN, okay? The weight should be same across all these. So in this same RNN, what we are doing is, this is at a time t minus 1, this is t minus 2, t minus 1, t. So we are going in term forward in terms of time to calculate the output, right? So in terms of time, we are going forward to calculate output. So we can call this forward propagation with time. We can call it like this, okay? So similarly here, like what to say, then what we have is just like neural networks or CNN, we also have like we need to update the weights for this, right? So for updation of weights, what we should do, like we have to come back again, right? So you have input which you are passing across different time steps, and you are getting output, okay? T minus 2, t minus 1, t, okay? For the same RNN, what you should calculate is, let's say you are predicting the same, right? Okay, so you have an images, a series of images which you passed at this level, this level, this level, and finally you got an output. So and this output, if you want to use like, okay, like what it has is MACHIN, you have predict like passed this, and instead of E, it has predicted something like B. Okay, so that there is a loss, right? So here, so there is an error, right? So that error we have to propagate it back for like we have to use it to use gradient descent again. So for gradient descent, what we should do, so weight should be updated this way. So gradient descent dE by dW. So we calculate the gradient for it, and then we take it back. So you have, like, because input is right, so we have to go till input. So we are going backwards this way. So output this calculation out, and then here calculation. So here calculation from this input, what is the loss, and for this input what is the loss, and for this input what is the loss. We are going back towards previous inputs for calculation of final weight, for weight upgradation, right? So for we go back like output, okay? So you calculate x of t, based on x of t input, what is the output it should be, and then what is an error, depending on that you can calculate. And similarly x of t minus 1, you can calculate like from this like loss, and similarly x of t minus 2, again you can calculate, right? Like this you are going till the end, right? So these, we are going backwards in time here for calculation of loss. So what we can call it is backward propagation through time. Okay, so here we are going back in time for calculation of output. Because why do we go back in time is, these weights actually are the relation is like this. So you have W plus this, right? And there is this A which is depending on previous input, right? You have a previous A, and this again like is dependent on x of t minus 1 and something like that. So you actually have like a dependency in previous inputs. So you have to go back till previous inputs to calculate a loss here, right? So you are going back in time for calculation of this previous like for this loss, and then and from that you can update the weights here, and after the updation of it again, you are actually optimizing it, right? So it may learn much better. So this is called backward propagation in time. Okay, we have discussed all these just for a single RNN cell. Okay, so but in reality you may have like in case you want to pass multiple inputs at a time, in the sense maybe a image. So this is about RNN, like basic things about RNN, where we discussed about like forward propagation and backward propagation. There can be something like you are passing an image, and also there can be a combination of multiple signals. There is something like he'll be wearing a wearable, in case if you also get the data from his watch, or like you nowadays we have this smartwatch, right? You can detect like if his pulse rate and how easy moving, location coordinates and all, right? So from that again, like you got some signals, right? So if we are matching all these at a time, so at a time t, what is the image of him, so what is the data point of him, what is this one of him, and like that if you pass a RNN, and here again one more RNN, and here one more RNN, okay? So and these three we can combine. Here we can pass like multiple inputs at a time which are related like at the timestamp, okay? So you can have something like this, and again like because of recurrent neural network there will be like this, and for a sequence of images what you pass t minus 1, then you pass at t plus 1, t plus 2, something like this. You start passing at different timestamp to this, and in an order, okay? Like you should be passing it in an order, and finally from this you can get one you can add some few fully connected layers or maybe a CNN, and finally you can get an output. So this is something like which is also used for a kind of action recognition again. So like recently we could see some like features in smartwatch where they also do some kind of action correction in like they also propose the optimal action if for cricketers or like tennis players and all, right? So what they do is they analyze how they are actually moving. I actually heard a small feature from one of my friends. So what he is trying to do is like in case if you in tennis, if you wear this watch and play regular tennis, right? So it will detect what shot you played. Did you played a pull shot, or did you play? I forgot the names already. You played a smash or like played a volley. There are like different types of shots. Okay, so what shot did you play? Like it will see, and it so compare your shot. The way you move your hand, that signals, right? So it's actually a movement. It will generate some signals, and these signals it will compare with a professional tennis players, maybe Roger Federer or Nadal, and they see they are actually playing, how they are actually moving your hand. So they also have the profile of their, right? So it will compare there with us, and they will say you are doing it more quickly, you are moving it late, quite late, something like that. So from that we can adjust our play. So this is one kind of use case which is like very innovative in one sense. So it will help us in doing it. Okay. So for this case, they are using a sequential model. So for recognizing it, and there can be very simple use cases like to have a CC camera and where you record what is happening in your parking lot or maybe around your house. And in case maybe what you say, like some kind of theft or something happening, so you can recognize that action based on a series of movements, like how usual people move, if it is abnormal from if someone is moving, right? So you can detect such kind of things from it, because like you have series of images, from that you are saying this is not from a regular person movement, so you can alert people from there. So such kind of things, it can be anything, like there are so many use cases. So a very simple one can also be something like what I have discussed here. So it can be action recognition, so it can be next word prediction, so it can be something uh, like time prediction. It can also be a stock market. You can use this in stock market prediction and all. So not sure how accurate it will be, because it should also have some pattern, right? If there is no pattern at all, though still you give it, then I'm not sure if it will come. So if there is some pattern, it will surely come. So yeah, this is about RNN. So in still we have we have some disadvantages. So what it has is, so let me call it like disadvantages of RNN. So one major disadvantage, what we could see is it suffers from short-term memory loss. So this is one major disadvantage with simple RNN cell. So what happens is this actually, like what we are doing is we are passing series of images. Okay. So let's say you are pass like image, like you are passing at okay, at t, and then t plus 1, t plus 2, so on. We are passing till t plus 100. Okay, so this is an image, so on. It what it should do is, like, we are getting output now, right? So what is happening is, it should remember all the sequence of actions, right? Because for let's very better example is time series one. So let's say if you are having something like this, so only remembering this much would be enough, right? Only a small this kind of small thing would be enough. But in case if your output is like this, so the variation for that you need from here to here, which may be 0 to 100. Okay, for it to predict the next part. So in this case you need to remember all these 100. So, and all these hundreds should be like what we are doing. We have an RNN where we are passing a, let's call it t minus 1, at x of t, you'll be getting y of t. So this is your RNN cell. So in this, what you do is, so you first pass 0 here and then 1 here. So if you pass 0 and time 0, the input at time 0, then some information about it should be stored here, right, at A0. So, and then what we do is, then we pass the second input, so A1, and that time we will ignore, like once we pass this A0 term, it is over, like we don't again pass it anytime. So first we pass 0, then we pass it 1, we pass it 2. So all the information should be stored within this only. So let me go here, see this. So first we pass the first one, and that information gets stored here. And this one, this information which contains previous input and the new input combinedly will get stored here, okay, as a single variable. And then this and new input again gets stored here. So similarly what happens is, so all the information, like from beginning first input till end, okay, will should get stored in the last hidden layer. So in the last hidden state, it should be able to contain all the previous information related. Okay. So it's like this hidden layer at the last moment, at the last time step, should contain the entire. So, but usually it depends on variation of your data. If it is, it may not be able to store the whole information in just one single variable, right? So because it will get just updated to some other value, like maybe from previously it is 0, now it gets updated to 0.5. Next it gets updated to 0.25, something like that. So it will just can have only single value. So in that it should contain the relation like from x to y between all these information, right? So usually it won't be possible this way. So what happens is it suffers from it is like the output from here, like actually at the time the hidden state is here at 99, it may have only effect from something like t90 to 98. So or maybe only till here it may have effect for A99. So till that point, what will have is like previous inputs, those input that effect will be gone. So only it could remember something like, so out of this, it only remember something like this. And from that, maybe it will start giving output as like this. Okay, this may happen. So this suffers from, actually it is supposed to go down, but it may happen because it only remembers like this gets slowly faded out, right? The memory which you see from past maybe slowly get faded out. So it will actually remember only this part. So it will predict this way, which is completely wrong.